morning, colleagues, friends. It's really a pleasure to welcome you to this, for us, at FAO, really important event today, the signature of the new MoU between the FAO and the World's Farmers Organization. So I would like to just inform you, I think you all may know that the event is being recorded and will be disseminated through FAO and FAO's and WFO's website and social media. So I cannot say how delighted I am to welcome you all to this signature, which is indeed a very important occasion for us at FAO. We are delighted to open a new chapter in what has been a long-standing collaboration between the two organizations. This actually dates back to the International Year of Family Farming back in 2014, which was followed by the signing of our first MoU back in 2018. So I think that by renewing this long-standing partnership with a new focused MoU that is able to take into account the changes and the context that has changed since the first MoU, we're confirming our shared commitment to achieving better production, better nutrition, better environment, important for this MoU, a better life also important, leaving no one behind. So for us at FAO, the World's Farmers Organization is an extremely important organization. It brings together national farmers organizations and agricultural cooperatives all over the world. And by representing farmers' voices and advocating on their behalf in international processes that affect the present and their future, we believe that a huge opportunity is opened. So the World Farmers Organizations work to create conditions for policies and programs that can improve the economic environments and livelihoods of producers and rural communities, and for agriculture to contribute to global challenges faced by humankind is of the utmost importance for FAO. And of course, for us, it's really important that WFO is a permanent member of the International Steering Committee of the United Nations Decade on Family Farming, which is also making big change in the world for both producers and also consumers. So to date, FAO's and the World Farmers Organization's joint work has focused on improving the livelihoods of family farmers, on increasing farmers' technical and advocacy capacities, supporting youth and the generational sustainability of family farming, and also sharing practical, workable solutions for climate change, sustainable agriculture, and responsible natural resource management. I think we all know how fundamental farmer organizations are to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. And we all know how important strong family farmer organizations are in this endeavor. So they have a catalytic role in improving family farmers' opportunities. And this, of course, makes them the backbone of vibrant and inclusive rural societies. So I am really pleased to introduce our distinguished panelists who will provide their views on this partnership and also on the way forward. Today, we have with us from the FAO's part, we have Beth Bechtel, who is the Deputy Director General, and we have Zitouni Old-Dada, who is the Deputy Director of the Office of Climate Change, Biodiversity, and Environment. And on behalf of the World Farmers Organization, we're honored to have Arnold Puech-Dalissac, who is the President, and also Arianna Giuliodori, who is the Secretary General. I thank you all for being here, and it is my pleasure now to give the floor to Beth for her remarks. Beth, you have the floor.
Great. Thank you so much, Marcella. And let me express my deep appreciation to my colleagues in our partnerships and UN collaboration division for all of the work that has gone into this very significant achievement that we are here today to celebrate the signing of a new Memorandum of Understanding between the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the World Farmers Organization, but more importantly, for the long-standing commitment to this relationship relationship. And Arnold and Ariana, I look so forward to having more of these kinds of opportunities to engage directly and to continue to advance on the very important work that we have built over a very long time, but with many challenges and many opportunities facing all of us. With farmers at the center, our deep and strong working relationship is needed, I think, more than ever. Marcella has spoken a bit briefly about this working relationship between our two organizations, but I would like to sort of come in on this as well and express some of my deep appreciation for the World Farmers Organization and similar organizations that bring farmers together. Your organization was importantly created by farmers and for farmers, making it incredibly unique in the space of partners and stakeholders for an organization like ours. And what I would like to make sure you take away from today's event and today's signing is a renewed and maybe even enhanced, accelerated commitment on the part of FAO to ensure that we keep giving farmers a voice in everything we do. We are here to renew our shared commitment, I believe, to achieving the SDGs, and in that context, to work for, to work with, and to work alongside farmers who are central to the solutions that we need to address these myriad challenges that we are facing. The role farmers play in ensuring food security cannot be overstated, but we need to jointly tackle together a complex web of even greater challenges. Zutuni, I know, will talk about the continued pressures that come from climatic shocks and the pressures that that places on farmers, but the role that farmers have to play in ensuring that we can adapt and mitigate those challenges. But alongside that, we face economic downturns, we have conflict, we have war, and the list goes on and on. Family farmers are of special note and I think appreciation for all of us in the context of this relationship. Not only do they serve as the backbone for global food production, but they are also custodians of biodiversity. Family farmers are innovators. Family farmers preserve cultural heritage, and family farmers are key actors in the agri-food system. So again, we see family farmers and farmers organizations like WFO as being key to achieving agri-food systems transformation and ultimately the SDGs. Our collaboration started in 2014, as Marcella mentioned, and it's again a real pleasure to be a part of this formal partnership renewal, which will take us all the way to 2028. And our new agreement continues to, I think, importantly place not only farmers, but also women and youth at the center of our continued work together. We are halfway now to 2030, and we have a lot of work still ahead of us, which means that this partnership is all the more timely. And I'm really excited about the definition and the structure that this new MoU brings, with very specific efforts to engage in the follow-up activities and process that came from the UN Food Systems Summit just a couple of years ago, by contributing to and promoting sustainable livestock production, by continuing our support for the implementation of the UN Decade of Family Farming, by continuing our collaboration and participation in activities that support the implementation of green and climate resilient and sustainable agriculture. And very importantly, in this modern digital data-driven world that we all live in, to ensure that we jointly harness the potential of innovation and data sharing to support a real transformation of our agri-food systems. So I am hugely optimistic that this MoU is going to be just the right kind of springboard and a support system that allows us to continue to build on what we have accomplished together. But I think importantly, it also is an opportunity for us to reflect on our way forward. How can WFO, farmers around the world, and FAO work better together? How can we achieve real inclusivity? How can we better complement each other? How can we challenge each other to achieve and do more together? And that leads to how can we truly transform agri-food systems? This new MoU, I think, sets an enhanced foundation and is a step in the right direction to achieving all of these bigger results. So I, again, just want to say how truly excited I am to be here, representing a family farm myself, understanding the very important contributions and the commitments that they make in every part of the world to support every person who lives on this planet that we so dearly need to care more for. This is a terrific opportunity to fulfill some shared ambitions and really give family farmers the platform that they deserve to deliver on the solutions that we know they already have and that can really provide this more resilient future for all of us. So I look forward to the continued remarks from colleagues and to the signing of the MoU shortly. Marcella, over to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Beth. And as you say, if we are to transform agri-food systems, as we are set to do, we have to also face the numerous challenges. And one of the biggest challenges for farmers, as you have said, is climate change. And therefore, I have it's my pleasure to give now the floor to Zitouni Oldada. As I said before, he's the Deputy Director of the Office of Climate Change, Biodiversity and Environment at FAO. And this is, of course, the unit that has led the development of the collaboration on these areas within this MoU. So Zitouni, it's my pleasure to give you the floor. Over.
Thank you very much, Marcella, and it's my pleasure really to be part of this signing ceremony and to add a few words to what Beth has said, and just to express also my appreciation for this continued collaboration that has been really fruitful. Ariana and I have been involved in many events and collaborations, and I met Arnold at COP27 briefly, and really very much looking forward to building what we've done already and to achieve more together. And I agree with Beth that the timing couldn't be more perfect, really. You know, all this succession of challenges and crises we were facing, it gives us actually an opportunity to rise to these challenges and to build this kind of effective collaboration and partnerships to do more. And that's what we're good at in the UN, is to have these collaborations and partnerships so we can capitalize on each other's strengths and to achieve more. So I'm really very much looking forward to working with you going forward. I think what Beth said that I totally agree with is we've been working together until now and delivering a lot together. I'd love to sit down and really take stock of what we've achieved and look forward to not just this year, where there is a lot happening on food security and climate change and other challenges, but beyond that. And I'd love to think about just one or two things that we want to do differently that we haven't done before, either on innovation or something, obviously, putting the smallholder farmers, particularly young people and women at the center. That would be great. So this is just an open offering. And the timing is also good for us because we've just published a new strategy on climate change, a new strategy on science and innovation, and Beth has also led a new strategy for better engaging the private sector. So it gives us so much clarity and vision to what we want to achieve, and we can really build on this collaboration to partner with you in driving this forward. So our collaboration is really long-standing, and that's the point I'm making, and we really want to we're very proud of this. We've achieved a lot, and really want to look forward going into this year and beyond. And at least for this year, I want to highlight the Climate Action Summit that the UN Secretary General is going to organize in September. We have the high-level political forum where a number of sustainable development goals will be reviewed. We have COP28 coming up, and there are a number of other events where it gives us the opportunity, to really take that stock and see what we want to achieve together. So it's really a great opportunity to reinforce our collaboration and joint commitment going forward. And my last point is really on the situation where we are now, as I said, with so many crises happening and overlapping, and the fact that the world is increasingly looking to deploy solutions, innovative solutions fast. And this includes really developing strong partnerships like the one we're having with the World Farmers Organizations. So I'd really like us to focus on this solutions aspect, because as you know, all the events we go to now, what countries want is something practical on the ground. And I'd really like us to move away from concepts, from launching of initiatives, but rather thinking about what is practical that we want to do together. And I'm sure WFO has the same thinking in want to engage with farmers directly. And I'd love exploring that with you and looking at opportunities on how we could do that together. So again, very excited, really looking forward to working with you, exploring areas for collaboration, and really very pleased to be here at this signing ceremony. Thank you very much. Back to you, Marcela.
Thank you so much, Sidouni. And indeed, this is what partnership is about. And this is what we have demonstrated to be able to do up to now with the World Farmers Organization, building on each other's strengths, complementing each other, and indeed taking the opportunity to think together towards new, innovative, and, as you say, practical solutions to a world that is changing and changing very quickly with huge implications on food security and for the farmers of the world. So in this context, it is my real pleasure to give the floor to Arnold Puech-Dalissac, who is the president of the World Farmers Organization. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. Dear Mrs. Beth Berdol, dear Mrs. Marcela Villarreal, dear Mr. Zitouni Ouldada, dear FAO colleagues, dear WFO members, ladies and gentlemen. I am totally agree with what you declare, and I'm very glad to be here today to sign this renewed partnership with FAO, which we rely very much on to join efforts and contribute to create a supportive policy environment for all farmers and family farmers across the world. Being a family farmer myself, I have the pleasure to work with my wife and all my children engaged on the farm as partner, as employee, or as part-time helper during their holiday. But it's also a good way to be connected to the real life on the farm. I know very well that family farming is the foundation of our food system. I understand very well what it means to invest on land sustainability, to work with hand in the soil, and to commit to hand over the land onto the next generation in a better conditions than the one in which we found it. We, family farmers, are the backbone of our society, acting as agents of change and playing a key role in coping with increasing challenges every day. We are aware that food insecurity is on the rise again, and that we are far from achieving Sustainable Development Goal number 2 by 2030. Also, progresses have been made as per the state of food security and nutrition in the world, SOFI 2022. There is a strong nexus between food security and climate change, which was also recognized and formalized in the outcome decision document of COP27, with the establishment of the 4 years Sharm el-Sheikh joint work on implementation of climate condition, agriculture, and food security. Also, we know very well those drivers of the food insecurity and malnutrition data that we read in the report. including extreme weather conditions, conflict, rising prices of inputs and food as a consequences. Because we experience them in our daily job, finding solutions to adapt and to mitigate climate change effects, adapting our production methods to the lack of inputs such as fertilizer. Finally, we recognize and promote the crucial role of women and young farmers whose inclusion and empowerment is a critical step if we want to achieve sustainable development and build more resilient and equitable food system. Especially in this historical moment characterized by multiple crises, it's urgent that all factors in the value chain join hands. We need solidarity between all stakeholders to enable the next generation of farmers to take responsibilities and a leadership role in family farms and organization towards a more sustainable and resilient agricultural sectors. We need organizations like FAO with your experience and advice and how to transition towards more sustainable and regenerative food system. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much indeed. I think that's your points of responsibility towards the next generation, which is the core of the sustainability concept. Couldn't be more important in our endeavor, and actually what we're aiming to do together as two organizations, joining forces once again formally to make this actually happen in the future. Of course, our responsibility to youth and women is also a primary concern to both organizations, and is very well reflected also on our joint work together and also in the MoU. So it is now my great pleasure to give the floor for her remarks to Arianna Giuliodori, who is the Secretary General of the WFO and also a longtime collaborator and friend of FAO. Arianna, have the floor.
Thank you very much, Marcella. I'm really excited to be here today and following the WFO president, share a few very pragmatic thoughts about what this Memorandum of Understanding, this renewal means to our 78 members from 54 countries around the world and to the wider network of farmers organizations. And as Beth Bechtold knows very well, family farmers are very pragmatic and immediately think of, okay, what does it mean to me on the farm? What will it change now that FAO and WFO are renewing? What are the directions we can take together? And I feel this commitment to make change happen and to make it relevant for each and every farmer on the ground. So what I would like to share with you today are just a few thoughts, and to your points, Zitouni, where we maybe can very quickly then jump into action and try to explore how we can really integrate our efforts and deliver value to the farmers, their families, the communities in rural areas, and why not improve the quality of life also of those citizens living in the cities too far away from the farms. And when I think of the areas of the cooperations identified, for instance, the effort to really implement the outcomes of the Food System Summit, to transition food systems to sustainability, I see a key role of our collaboration in making sure that this multi-stakeholder spirit that emerged, that flourished during the work in the Food System Summit can take place in each and every country around the world. That farmers can really sit at the tables with their governments, identifying the solutions they need, building the strategies. And for sure, WFO will stand always close by our farmers on the ground, but also will help create the capacity that is needed so that they can do so. Then one fundamental chapter, the second area of our collaboration on sustainable livestock, So now that the world is reflecting on what it means to generate a positive impact on nature, we know we cannot make it happen without livestock, and we must support those livestock farmers that need to transition to a higher level of sustainability, but we also must make sure that the amazing solutions that livestock farmers are already implementing are brought to the attention of the policymakers, the stakeholders at every level, from the country level to the global level. Then, for instance, if I think about the third area, so the decade of family farming, we have already talked a lot, but WFO is investing, as the president said, on women and youth in action. For instance, by upon the mandate of the president and the new board elected at WFO, we are exploring how to build a global young farmers' voice, which can independently advocate and create a strong presence in the international debate. We must build the future and we must create the space. That's our commitment in that area too. Thinking about resilient agriculture, the fourth area. Wow. It's our members last year decided to create a new working group on nature and biodiversity. So not only recognizing that climate change is affecting them, that was the first step, but now saying we want to commit, we want to prove the world that we are making the world a better place to live in. So again, we need to join our hands between WFO and FAO to prove it to the world, to show what is there, the solutions that are there, but also to help all the farmers and their organizations to advance. And finally, when I think of data, this digital world that Beth Bechtel was referring to, well, we feel it as one of the top priorities. And we're even working on creating at WFO a farmers consultation methodology that can allow finally to have an authentic source that is combining data, leveraging digital, leveraging AI, leveraging the tools we have to make sure that whenever we speak about the farmers, we have solid data, science-based, that can be used to advance our joint effort. So these are a few ideas, as you see, already moving into action, as the farmers like to do, that I'd love to share this morning with you. And I'm really looking forward to implementing our memorandum, for which we're really, really grateful. Thank you very much. And over to you, Marcela.
Thank you so very much, Ariana. Thank you so much for your words. It is indeed about actually making a difference for family farmers on the ground, as you said, and that is going to be our litmus test. There is where we are going to see if we're actually got it right or not. And how are we going to know if we are actually making that positive change? As you say, we need science-based approaches. So this is, again, another of the reasons why we are so delighted to be able to sign today this really important, very central for FAO's work, Memorandum of Understanding. So in order to do that, I will ask our the Deputy Director General of FAO and the President of the World Farmers Organization to please sign your copy, which you have in front of you. And then also, if you can show us, show the audience the signed copy so that we could actually take a good picture of that. Wonderful. So excellent. I see that. I see the signature, the signed copies, and of course, later on, we will exchange the signed copies. So we have both signatures on both. This is indeed a really important moment for all of us. I'd like to ask our photo library to ensure that all of this is really captured in our data, in our photo databases. So thank you for that. I see that indeed now we are, can I say so again, partners formally, although I think we've always been partners in many different ways. So for this, I really like to thank our panelists. You all heard them, great commitment, innovative ideas, importance of collaboration, bringing out important values such as that of solidarity. We indeed have a very strong challenge ahead of us if we are going to transform food systems so that they do become more sustainable, more resilient, more equitable, and more efficient. We cannot do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. And of course, the central actors for this are the farmers, the family farmers, the women, the young family farmers, and also the idea of leaving the farms, as was said, in a better situation than they are right now for the next generations. Big responsibility ahead of us. And I am sure that by working together, we are going to be able to make that difference on the ground. As we heard, we need practical solutions. We need voices of farmers to be heard constantly and at all levels. And we need to ensure that the innovation that happens also within the family farms will be recognized and will be shared. So this is what we would like to achieve together. And I'm sure that by the end of our memorandum's period, which is by FAO standards a relatively long one, but it comes all the way up to the end of the decade of family farming. But I'm sure that when we all get together back again at the end of the MoU, we will bring farmers and we will have them tell us what actual change they were experiencing thanks to our work. So it is my real pleasure to once again thank all of you. It's an important moment for us at FAO, and we are looking forward to ensure that our work together is really going to make a difference in better production, better nutrition, better environment, and a better life. So thanks to each and every one of you for attending, and have a really great day. I see Beth wants the floor. Yes, please.
Yes, very, very brief. I just want to very personally thank Arnold for his service in this leadership position at WFO. Family farming in general is more than a full-time job. I know that. I've seen it firsthand, and I've been very fortunate to be able to watch my grandfather, my father, and now my sister, who have all run and managed our family farm, all contribute their time to farmers, organizations, and leadership roles. And they do it on weekends, they do it in the evenings, they do it from the field, they do it from the cab of the tractor, they do it all the time in the middle of so many other things that they are trying to navigate for their own family business and for their own family members. So it's a very significant commitment. And I just want to again congratulate you on your election to this post, and to say a very deep and respectful thank you for the time that you are committing to this term and to the work that you do on behalf of farmers and in collaboration with partners like us. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth. I do fully agree. And I think it is probably the very first time for us in which an MoU is signed by two family farmers. Isn't that something to celebrate? Yes, Arnold, please.
Thank you, Marcela. Thank you, Beth, for your word. Effectively, family farming is so central. It's, as you say, more than full time. It's all the life, way of life. Also, I'm totally on this line, and maybe I am not sure it's a good English, but let's walk the signature now and go into action and continue to develop our good collaboration. Thank you to all of you, and We are so glad to sign again with you.
Thank you indeed. And once again, thanks to each and every one of you. I believe that we are really going to make a difference by working together. Thank you and have a great day, and goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.